Okay, those were our stretches this morning. See you in a little bit. All right, we're at our break point, and it's such a nice, windy, pretty day. I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And we're playing this morning. My right foot is giving me a little bit of trouble, but it's okay. My husband had to push me up the hill. He had to grab my hand and pull me up the hill, yeah. So we're having a great morning. But I wanted to say that I'm just so happy that I am seeing people that are getting encouraged to make videos. Woohoo! I'm so happy for you. I can't remember the YouTuber that sent me one this morning, but because I wrote to you and just left the house real quick. But I am so happy that you did it, because I know it was hard for me in the beginning to do a video because I had nothing to talk about. All I did was crafts, and my sister and everybody else kind of encouraged me to do them because I knew one day, the Lord was going to bless me. And he did. You see, dreams do come true. I got to have my surgery, and so I'm so excited and so happy. But those that are still not doing videos, get the encouragement like this young lady did, and get up and just do one small video. It might be just 2 minutes, but you'll be able to see yourself change while you're working out, doing your routine every day. You do it for yourself. And those that you do a video for, I mean, you're doing it for yourself, but those that watch you are also being encouraged to do a video for the first time. So, woohoo for the first timers! Woohoo! I'm happy for you. Alfred will be talking from Dr. Garth's book this afternoon, or when we get back. This afternoon or when we get back? Probably when we get back, because we got to do some more errands. So, and I probably won't do another video till Monday. I don't want y'all to get bored of me, because I've been doing a video every single day. So we got to cut it a little short. So probably till Monday. But when we get back, we'll be talking from Dr. Garth's book. See y'all. Love ya. Bye. I get so tongue twisted on doing videos. But do y'all do that too? See you in a little bit.
Good morning again. It's it's not Coffee Talk with Connie, but it is a table talk, I suppose. We're still discussing chapter 11 of Dr. Garth's book. The first principle that we discussed yesterday was eating the three small meals a day, made up of high quality, healthy foods, and one scheduled healthy snack. So me and my wife, Connie, we were looking through this thing, and I told her I read some stuff about carbohydrates, which is, keeping that blood sugar level, and that's very important to keep the blood sugar level and make it a priority, to keep it at a good place where it does not too low, not too high, to keep it just right. Okay, so in order to do that, you have to eat, you have the carbohydrates control that. So, Dr. Garth said there are bad carbs and good carbs. And he called the bad carbs, they're simple carbs, which is made up of what he called white and beige foods. This would be candy, cake, ice cream, potatoes, white rice, corn, peas, and white bread. And these are high glycemic foods, and which means that they spike your blood sugar faster. Enter to your blood system, your bloodstream a whole lot faster. So this is where some people get a rush. Well, we all get a rush when we eat certain things, You get that rush. Sometimes it'll make you sleepy, put you away, make you drowsy, lazy, whatever. The low glycemic foods, which are the good carbs, of course, vegetables, whole grain bread, brown rice, apples. And these what make them good carbs is that they cause a gentle rise in the blood sugar level. That is, they're slow to enter into your bloodstream. So that way it's almost like a time release tablet or something. That's a good comparison. So there's no rush, and it also keeps the insulin, helps you control your insulin level, which helps control diabetes and stuff like that. So that's the difference between good carbs and bad carbs. So what you want to do is have more of the good carbs and stay away from the bad carbs. That way you can control your blood sugar, and that's very important to good health and not just losing weight. So because the health is number one thing, and then of course losing the weight is the next part.
Honey, you mentioned last night that you received something regarding when to eat fruit.
Yeah, one of my daughters sent me an email, and I printed it out about eating fruit to help cure cancer. I don't know, some of you might have heard about this, but anyway, it goes on to talk about this doctor has discovered that what he stated, he's probably been doing it for some time, is that the best way to cure cancer, to prevent cancer, is to eat a fruit diet. But to eat the fruit before, only when you're hungry, when you're empty. Not as a dessert, because he states in there, I recall one paragraph where he states that after you eat, and if you eat fruit, as soon as you eat fruit, the acid from the fruit begins to spoil the food. And he goes on to talk about all the process of digestion, how it takes place and everything, and how water is not too good to, because it takes the natural juices in your stomach to really break the food down. So you don't need to do anything to dilute that or cause that to go awry. So anyway, he talked about eating your fruit when you're hungry is the best way.
On an empty stomach.
On an empty stomach. Not just hungry, but on an empty stomach. That's the best way to eat fruit. So that's about it. I mean, I'll look into it a little bit more. And
what about eating it at night, like right before we go to bed, and say we want an apple, a small apple?
Well, some people have said that, well, it's good, and some say no. Because if you eat the apple and lay down, I mean, it's a carbohydrate, so there's a possibility that it will get converted to fat. So it's not a good idea to eat and lay down in regards to apple or anything else.
Okay. But you know how sometimes we want to snack on something before we go to bed, so.
No snacking. See, these are the rules. The rules are, stay away from the snack. After you've had your 3 meals and your schedule, that's it. Stay awake. Don't do nothing else. Stick with the plan, and you'll get the results.
Great.
Now, we covered the carbohydrates. Let's get back to the portion control, which is basically what the surgery is about, according to the doctor. So, how do you? There are about 4 or 5 things here on that he talked about. There's more, but that's the one I've listed so far. Is that number 1? He suggests weighing and measuring your food. Now that might be, this is a habit that you have to start doing, and you have to rethink everything. You have to rethink your life. Things have changed. There's been a change in your life, so you've got to change the way you think about things too. So if you've never measured your food before, this is something you're going to have to do. And you're setting up a new principle, a new will, a new dynamic by doing these things. You're setting up something new for yourself. So it's a transition. It's helping you to go from one thing to the next, okay? It's re-education. He says, weigh the food, measure the food, okay? And never eat no more. He said, after a while, you'll be able to eat more, but never try to consume no more than 4 ounces per meal. And that's good, if you stick with that, of course.
Which is a half a cup.
Right, just stick with that. Okay, the next thing is, he said the handiest measuring device is the hand. So, I have a large hand, so my hand would be, I guess, appropriate.
My hand's
for
little.
me. Yeah. The thing is that your meal should be thought of as a handful of protein and a handful of complex carbohydrates. The complex carbohydrates, which would be the good ones. Not a handful of, rice and beans and stuff like that. Not that kind. But the good stuff. The vegetables, a handful of vegetables, and your protein, your good protein. Okay. Now, he goes on to say, keep a journal of everything that you do. Just like people who exercise keep journals, how many sets and repetitions one day, so it's keep a journal of your food too, which you already know about. But that's just to reiterate for those who haven't thought of giving this much thought. The reason for the journal is that even though you might be able to keep it in your mind, but there's a tendency to cheat. Because you can, if you look at the rule, it's hard enough to follow a written rule, but it's even harder to follow one that's not written. So if you want to, follow the rules, you want to do everything correctly and don't want to cheat. You're not looking for a way to escape or get around this thing. Then just be honest with yourself. That's the whole key. And if you break the rules, it's not like you have to go to confession or anything. Who you going to confess to? The thing is here, just be honest and true to yourself. That's right. Who you got, because this is about you, okay? And the next thing is, after you've eaten, after you've done your measuring, put the food away. Put it away. Put it out of sight, out of mind. And that's a good thing to think about. Out of sight, out of mind, okay? Because if you have the food around, you will eat more. That's just a stated principle, whether you're obese or not. I mean,
well,
I'll do the same
that's
thing.
The same thing that happened to me when Rocky was here. I didn't think it was that much food that they had served me, so I just took it upon myself that I was eating it, I was enjoying it, I wasn't feeling full, and all of a sudden it hit me like a rock, and I was sick.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah, you have to be on top of it, okay? You have to become food. Now you got to become conscious of what you're doing. Mm-hmm. See, there's some of us can go on automatically, which is called unthinking. So you can do things without really giving any thought to it. But when you start to give thought to things, then you start to develop a conscience of that particular thing. You become aware of it. Mm-hmm. So if you become aware of it, then you can manage it better because you pay more attention to what you're going to do. So this is what you have to do. And the next thing is you have to trick your mind. That is, if you use, he's talking about using plates, the size of utensils that you want to use. So make them very small so that will keep the portion small. So that will help you to reduce the amount of food that you take in. And that's what the whole key is. Just think of yourself as a baby inside of you, okay? You have a baby organ there that you're working with. So a baby organ requires just a small amount of food. So these are just some of my ideas, and I hope they're helpful to you all. And talk to you later.
Awesome. Do we want to continue to keep hearing from Alfred and Dr. Garth's book? Let us know. So keep playing, enjoying, and we will see you on Monday. Love y'all.